Okay, this is your poorly aging, sarcastic, witty PC gamer. And
Okay.
I made a mistake in the... Well, that's weird. I made a mistake in the naming of the character. Oh, so now... So I changed it to Walks on Blistered Feet. The K was missing from it. So I went into Show Race menu because the console commands work the way they did in Oblivion from before. So you see now it says Walks on Blistered Feet, but it looks like on the on the loading screens, it still has the L missing, which I can live with that. So it was my mistake when I named him. Somehow I forgot to put in the K. And at that time I took the liberty of increasing his carry weight also. As far as I know, there are no mods for this game yet. So I just went into the console command and gave it the one that I care about the most, and that's the ability to carry as much as I want. And I do that so that I can, you know, when I defeat an enemy, I can pick up whatever they're carrying or wearing or anything like that, and then sell it later on. Which will help.
What's this about?
What's new with you?
I saw some mud crabs by the water.
Which will help me build up my
steered clear of them.
Ugly things with their thick shells.
My merchandise skill, whatever that's called. I can't remember what it's called. It's not called merchandise. Whatever the selling skill is called in this game right now. So this is the day after it released. I did have a few issues with it. Did crash at different times. So yeah, it says Walls on Blistered Feet up there in the right hand corner. It's the sort of thing you probably wouldn't even notice if I hadn't pointed it out to you. Everything looks a lot better in this version. I'm very excited to have it. In fact, it's so good that I'm distracted from doing the things I would normally do because I'm looking around at like just the tree bark texture. These are places I've been so many times. I spent over 7 hours in Oblivion just in Steam on my PC. I have no idea how much time I spent in it in Xbox 360, although it wouldn't be nearly as much time. Or how much time I spent in it in GOG. But I think it's a fantastic looking game. I'm so glad that they remade it, and I hope they I hope they remake. Well, I hope they remake Fallout New Vegas. I've heard that the next on their list is Fallout 3, which would be great. But I happen to like New Vegas better, so I'd rather they do New Vegas. I think it's really up to Microsoft. I don't think it's up to Bethesda, but what do I know? I don't know the insider stuff going on. I'm going to take us to Anvil. But you notice, you know, you got different weathers and things like that. All sorts of stuff that were done by modders years ago, but they just look so much better now, all together under one roof in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. So here we are in Anvil, and I will tell you, spoiler alert, I get lost in Anvil. I never remember the city layout. My sneaks increased to 29. I work on my sneak a lot. I'm more often sneaking than doing the regular walking around. I just think it's gorgeous. I'd like to get rid of the HUD. And there may be a way in game to do it, or there may not be a way, and it may be modded in the future. I have no idea whether it's even moddable. But I'm having a good time with it. And there are things now. I don't know if the reason so far that it has crashed has to do with my video card or video software, or whether it's something else. But I put up with it easily because I'm very much enjoying playing the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion again, and it looking so much better. I have been playing Oblivion all these years along the way. Must be night or something like that. I expected there to be somebody at that desk to greet me. So I have been playing it along the way, and even the last few weeks, I was playing a heavily modded Oblivion, and a lot of the mods were cosmetic mods to make it look really cool, and they did a good job. But this looks a lot better, and this is all under one roof. So when you run 400 mods like I was doing, you run the risk that mods might not be compatible with one another, and you run the risk that you know, just the sheer number of mods might make something happen that you're not wanting to occur. But this being all under one roof, it seems safer. I would say less prone to crashing, but who knows? Because I have had some crashes. But it's a new game. I don't know whether they will patch it or anything like that. I have no idea whether my video drivers will be patched for it. I can tell you, every time it crashes, it asks me to submit a crash report saying what I was doing. And AMD, also my video game. I'm sorry, my my video card manufacturer asks me to submit a report. Presumably so that they can look to see whether an upgrade to their driver is necessary. And that's the Mages Guild again. Apparently it's just morning, and maybe that's why there wasn't somebody at the front desk of the Mages Guild. I'm kind of walking around just, I'd like to join the Mages Guild and do the Anvil Mages Guild quest. Now the last time I tried to do it, it did crash right when I got to the end of the quest, but I don't know if it will again. I'm trying to save often, but the video of recording it just it wouldn't turn off, and so it never closed, and so the video wasn't complete. So there's gaps in. If you're watching each video I'm doing in a row, obviously there's gaps. I went back to as far back as I could in the saves, but there's gaps in the presentation. I can't do anything about that as long as the game is crashing and videos aren't getting made. Let's go talk to the prophet.
I wouldn't go in there unless you have a strong stomach. We have orders to leave everything just the way it was until the investigation into the chapel attack
I
is
think
finished.
this might be a new voice. What are you talking about? The chapel attack.
It's baffling. How anyone could have gotten in and out of there without being seen by our patrols is beyond me. Maybe that prophet is right. Some kind of unholy doom visited upon us.
These uniforms were completely redone. It just looks fantastic. What can you tell me about the prophet?
He preaches most of the day across the street from the chapel. I used to think he was crazy, but now he seems to be making some kind of sense. I hope that doesn't mean I'm going crazy now.
Have you heard any rumors?
Captain Dougal's rumored treasure has to be true. I wonder if the first Count of Anvil found it.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Good day.
The reason I didn't try persuasion on him is in the new game, I'm just completely failing the persuasion minigame. So until I get better at it, I don't want to just ruin my reputation with everybody I meet.
There in the chapel of love. Can you not read the ancient runes?
Okay, it sounds like the same voice. I'm pretty sure, but he looks completely better. He looks completely
another
different.
one who has come to listen to the madman's rantings.
So his clothing, his hair, his face, all that looks different. Tell me about the Anvil Chapel attack.
This is only the beginning. Umaril has returned as foretold by Pelinal Whitestrake in his dying breath.
I always pictured him as older, so I appreciate the remake of him, and he looks nicer, but the voice makes me think of somebody a lot older, so just tell me you attacked the chapel.
Do you understand nothing?
Yes, I understand
the
nothing.
blood speaks.
Does it
I
now?
can read the ancient runes if you cannot. As uibala umarale el nada rakuva. In the alien tongue, by the eternal power of Umaril, the mortal gods shall be cast down. A curse upon Umaril's ancient foes, and a threat.
I see you believe in mortal gods. That doesn't even make any sense. A god should be immortal, and there's only one god. I just want to be clear about that. You're some kind of pagan. So how do we stop Umaril?
Alas, Umaril cannot be stopped.
Okay, then. We're
Not
done
without
here.
the aid of the gods, not without the Crusaders' relics, without a champion. The gods are powerless to act. But who among us is worthy to wield the divine Crusaders' weaponry?
So to be clear, you have gods that are mortal, and you have gods that are powerless to act. In what sense are they gods? I mean, I am worthy, even though I'm nobody and a reptile, and I walk on blistered feet. Because I'm walking everywhere, that's why my feet are blistered, just so you understand. Well, I didn't walk everywhere, I fast traveled here, but you know, I will quest for the relics.
You would quest for the holy panoply of Pelinal Whitestrake? The legendary relics that have been sought
You sound
by
like
mighty
you've been
warriors
smoking or
throughout the
something
ages?
like that. Your voice.
Are you a worthy knight?
No, I have no claim to fame.
Perhaps, perhaps not. What men value is not always what the gods look for in a champion.
There's only one god. How can I find the relics?
The gods grant insight to those they deem worthy. Why and how they act is not predictable. What I can tell you is that, traditionally, knights who wished to quest for the relics would walk the pilgrim's way, travel to the way shrines of the 9 divines, pray to each of the gods in turn, and ask their favor upon your quest. If the gods deem you worthy, you will be granted a sign. Go forth with the 9's blessings.
I get it. So I have to be a pagan and worship of false gods.
The weapons and armor of Pelinal Whitestrake, Alicia's comrade, granted to him by the 8 divines. He went alone into the White Gold Tower, challenged the alien sorcerer King Umaril to single combat, and slew him. Alas, Umaril was not truly slain,
I thought you said he
but
slew
only
him.
cast beyond the bounds of Nirn. And now he has returned to wreak his vengeance upon the gods, as was prophesied by Pelinal himself with his dying breath. Only a true knight, wielding the holy relics of the divine Crusader, has a chance to defeat Umaril. But alas for Tamriel, the Crusader's relics have been lost for many an age. Who now can succeed in the quest for the relics, where the greatest knights of legend all failed?
Why is it black inside your mouth? Usually mouths are like red or pink inside. It's freaking me out, dude. Tell me about the 8 and 1.
Once there were 8 divines. Then Tiber Septim became Talos, and the 8 became 9. I followed the old way of honoring the 8 while also giving due to Talos, the one who ascended.
Tell me about this pilgrimage.
Walking the pilgrim's way is the traditional start of a holy quest. Follow
Holy
the map
quest,
I
Batman.
gave you, visit the way shrines of the 9, pray, and wait for a sign.
A wicked and perverse generation seeketh after a sign, and none will be given except the sign of Noah, who was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. Tell me about Umaril.
He was defeated, but not destroyed by Pelinal the Crusader. Now he has returned to seek vengeance against the gods. Only a true knight, wielding the holy relics of the divine Crusader, has a chance to defeat Umaril.
Umaril and Ivoril.
May the 8 and 1 guide your steps.
Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
Hassathil, Heinrich Oakenhull's wife.
Nice ears. Tell me about Anvil.
The life of a sailor's wife isn't an easy one. Heinrich is at sea 9 months out of 10. But Anvil's a friendly town, and the 9 console me.
Thank you for that.
You
Thank
too.
you very much. Rattle and Hum. See, U2, Rattle and Hum was one of their albums. It's a very funny joke when you think about it. Benares Manor, I cannot get in there. Well, it's day. I assume I can now go into the Mages Guild. I could probably join the Fighters Guild as well, if I'm not a wanted criminal. But let's start with the Mages Guild. I don't think she was done as well, and it's her same voice from the original game.
Hello there. Is there something with which I can assist you?
I do like that
Perhaps
she
you're curious about joining the Mages Guild.
didn't end her sentence in a preposition. She didn't say, is there something I can help you with, which is how most people would say it. But it's wrong to end a sentence in a preposition, especially an interrogative sentence in a preposition. So I'm glad that she's done it with the right English. Can you tell me about Anvil?
The Anvil Mages Guild is proud to follow the example Hannibal Traven sets for us. Mastery and scholarship, free of the dark arts.
Are there any rumors you could tell me about?
Archmage Traven is the first to take such a hard stance on necromancy. It upset more than a few people.
I'd like to join the Mages Guild. Mages, whatever, however you pronounce it.
As long as you're not a wanted criminal, there's a place for you in the guild.
No,
Are
nobody
you
wants me.
interested?
Yeah, nobody wants me. Not my family, not women, not men. Nobody wants me. I do want to join the guild. Can you help me with that, even though I don't like your eyes and your mouth is black inside, which freaks me out?
All right, then. You're now an associate of the Mages Guild.
Well, that was difficult.
Congratulations. You'll need to receive a recommendation from each local guild hall in Cyrodiil to advance in the guild and be given any sort of responsibility. They can be done in any order, but they must all be sent in to the council before you can enter the Arcane University.
Now, the thing here is, they did make them more lifelike and things like that, but this mouth problem is a problem because they're just black inside their mouths. And so that's not very realistic or anything like that. They look better, and her clothing is great. Overall, I'm really, really liking this game. Don't think I'm, sitting at find fault with it or anything like that. But this mouth thing is freaking me out. I'd like a recommendation, please.
Unlike some frivolous tasks you may be given at other guild halls, this is a serious matter and has consequences. Are you prepared?
And I like the fact, so they retained some of the iconic voices. Now, one of the situations with the original Oblivion was that they had very few people playing all the roles. And so now they've re-recorded some of the lines and things like that to give it a wider variety, but you don't want to take away some of those iconic performances that were in the original game. So this is the original voice, and it's comforting to hear the original voice from somebody that you're used to hearing it from. Yes, I'm ready.
Then allow me to explain the task. The Council of Mages has entrusted me with resolving a situation along the Gold Road. Several traveling merchants have been found dead along the Gold Road recently, with even more missing. The Council has asked that I put a stop to it. You are going to help me do so.
Why me?
As
Why
you are new to the
me?
guild, you are
Why
less likely to be
me?
recognized as a member. This may give you an advantage in getting to the root of the problem.
Isn't that dangerous?
Indeed, it may well be. I see no reason to shelter you from situations the Guild deals with on a daily basis. This is the important work, the work that matters. I have no time for Guild recruits that are useless in the field. This will be an excellent way for you to prove yourself.
Well, your mouth needs to be pink on the inside. That's how mouths are. I mean, go on.
We believe the killings are the actions of a rogue mage. Battle mages have been sent to the Brina Cross Inn, the only common link between the victims. You are to travel north to the Brina Cross Inn and speak with Ariel Gerard. She will give you further instructions. Take care.
Now, normally I would have worked on my reputation with her getting a higher,
Yes?
you know, with persuasion and all of that. But I'm just not doing very good with it, and I don't want to mess with it. So this is what I look like. I need some kind of helmet, I think. And I'm gonna close this video right now after begging you to like, subscribe, share the link with other people. Watch full videos on this channel, please. Leave comments below, non-threatening, non-profane comments. The more you watch them all the way through and go from one of our videos to another one of our videos, the more it helps our channel. We're just trying to build a community here, a bunch of happy gaming people. And the reason I'm ending this video here is sometimes it crashes when I go through that gate to do this quest. And so if it does, I don't want to lose what I've shot in this video. So as soon as I conclude this video, I'm going to start another one so that we can do the Mages Guild quest.